covering Northern California. You're watching Action News Now, coverage you can count on.
Fears about fire risk ramping up as a homeless camp south of Redding grows larger.
And coming up next on Action News Now at 6, I'm here live at the Kool April Nites cruise in Redding. We'll take you live to show you all the cool and classic cars that are here on site.
And we have new developments in the manhunt for someone spotted in Shasta County tonight. But first, we're tracking breaking news in Chico where firefighters rushed to stop a fire near the Pleasant Valley High School campus in Chico. Action News Now reporter Alejandro Mejia raced out to the scene and he shows us the damage left behind.
I'm here at Pleasant Valley High School where you can see the Chico Fire Department responded to a fire at the Arts Center. And from what the battalion chief at the scene told me, crews were thin because there was a technical rescue going on around the time that this call came in. So Cal Fire Butte County was able to help in the response of knocking down this fire. Crews were able to knock down the fire in about 15 minutes, but the damage was extensive. The fire is still under investigation and crews are going to continue to be out here. As of right now, Mariposa Avenue is still closed to the public to make sure that they're able to get the rest of the cleanup work done. Reporting in Chico, Alejandro Mejia, Action News Now.
Well, we don't have any word yet on a cause, but we'll keep you posted about the road closures and all the details as we learn more. Now, a live look over Shasta County from Alert California's camera showing some dark clouds overhead. It's really pretty seeing all that bright sunshine and the deep gray color of the cloud there. I love the stormy weather, Howie, and this could be the last of it we see for a while.
I think that's where we're headed. A year ago from now, that's what happened, Haley. We never really looked back after we hit April, but here we are in late April. We're getting some late April showers, but as Haley was saying, I think this could be the last of it. I mean, we saw maybe 3 decent small rainfalls from April through November, so nothing too appreciable unless you're in some of those higher elevations where right now that's where most of the rain is. The valley not looking much, but that'll change after the weekend, and we're going to cover that over the course of the next 30 minutes. Here's what we have temperature-wise, way down, 10 degrees cooler than yesterday. Yesterday we were slightly below average. Now we're way below average. Winds a little gusty around 25 miles per hour. Those actually should dwindle over the weekend. We won't be as gusty. But here's what we're looking at over the course of the next few days. Maybe 3/4 of an inch of rain in the valley. Also, though, in the higher elevations, we are looking at some snow that'll make it difficult for some mountain travel. We'll talk all about that and more coming up in a few minutes, Haley.
Thanks, Howie. The Shasta County Sheriff's Office arrested Jacob Measure, a suspect wanted for multiple felonies. They found him just hours after announcing an active manhunt in the area of Conant Road in northern Shasta County. They arrested him at 4 p.m. or so, and the Sheriff's Office says Measure had outstanding warrants connected to burglary and stolen property from the Lakehead area. The Shasta County Sheriff's Office also says it plans to soon clear out a growing homeless camp along Canyon Road just south of Redding. Redding police just cleared camps near the Clear Creek Bridge and on a property across from the Redding Rancheria earlier this year. But now about half a dozen new camps are noticeable in the multiple neighborhoods across from Canyon Road, just outside of city limits. Well, we spoke to one neighbor who says she's planning to move out of state because of the homeless problem. We reached out to the Sheriff's Office and they tell us they are aware of what's going on, but they don't have an exact timeline for clearing those camps. A group of people with disabilities and their loved ones gathered at the Chico office of Congressman Doug LaMalfa today to protest a spending plan that would cut Medicaid funding by $880 billion over the course of 10 years. That's about 29% of state-financed Medicaid spending per recipient. House Republicans have to find a way to slash $1.5 trillion to help offset the cost of President Trump's tax cuts. House leadership has denied that Medicaid, which is a joint federal-state health insurance program that helps more than 70 million low-income adults and people with disabilities, denied that it will be gutted, but it's unclear how Republicans plan to reach that level of spending cuts laid out in the budget resolution that Congress adopted earlier this month without drastically trimming the program. And some people protesting today were concerned.
We're here to advocate for the services that are so essential to a lot of individuals. That includes employment services, day services, getting out into the community, integrating, living an independent and free life that everyone should be afforded. We're here to advocate on their behalf because some of them aren't able to.
Republicans have vowed to protect benefits for eligible recipients. Some suggested that overhauling the program could help them reach their target instead of cutting benefits. We learned that many protesters today traveled from outside the Chico area to take part. And I did speak with Congressman Doug LaMalfa about this. He voted yes to advance the budget plan, but he told me that it's a work in progress right now, so he's not ready to comment on it. New details. We now have a look at the man police say they tried to steal a child last night. Chico police say it all happened on Rio Lindo Avenue. Action News Now reporter Margot Rowe joins us from that area live. Margot, have you run into anybody who saw this go down?
No, Haley, I didn't. I did speak with two people who are living on the bike path nearby, and they told me they saw police lights around the time that it happened, but they didn't know what was going on. Now, Chico PD says it happened right before 8 p.m. that Juan Avila Gomez of Biggs knocked on a woman's door and attempted to kidnap a 3-year-old child out of her arms. Police say she was able to push him away and lock the door. Minutes later, police arrived, found him, and arrested him. I met with Chico Martial Arts Studio owner and senior grandmaster Farshad Azad, and he told me crime against children has been going up significantly in recent years.
Every year since the pandemic, crime against kids has gone up by 16%. So you could imagine since the pandemic to now, it's almost 100% up.
Azad says due to the increases, it's important to have a plan of action when it comes to scenarios where you and your child may be vulnerable. As for what happened last night here, it appears that there were no injuries as Chico PD didn't report any. Reporting live in Chico, I'm Margot Rowe for Action News Now.
Margot, just to be clear, the suspect and the victim, did they know each other?
Chico PD says the woman has never seen that man in her life before the interaction.
Scary. Okay, thank you, Margot. According to the DOJ, in 2023, California reported a total of 1,576 child abduction cases. Heads up if you live in Paradise. Partial mainline replacement along Clark Road between Pearson and Elliott Roads, as well as Elliott between Clark and Copeland. We're going to see some impacts there because Paradise Irrigation District customers are going to have no water on Monday. It's between 9 p.m. and 7 a.m. Traffic control will begin at 7 p.m. and be completed by Tuesday morning at around 7. For the additional outages later into the week, because there are more planned, find this story on our Action News Now homepage. That work is part of the effort to restore the community's water system following the Camp Fire. An upstart nonprofit that focuses on military history is looking for a permanent home. It's called the Military Minute. Hundreds of artifacts from America's wars are currently preserved in workshops in Durham. Check this out. There are original uniforms dating back to the Civil War, ammo, weapons, and even several refurbished military vehicles.
This looks pretty cool.
Yeah. Does look pretty cool. Army veteran Sean Farley has collected these valuable items, determined to save the stories behind them.
Because all too often soldiers, Marines, airmen, they're forgotten. Their stories are lost. The families don't know. The grandpa, grandma didn't talk, and that history is gone forever.
Farley is currently in talks with the Chico Air Museum, which may be interested in showcasing his historical collection as part of a potential expansion. Happening now, it is Kool April Nites Cruise of 25, and Action News Now reporter Blake Mayfield is live on Hilltop Drive, just having fun on the job, right, Blake? I mean, you've been there all afternoon, and people are lining up to be where you're at.
They sure are, Haley. I actually barely found a spot to even kind of put this tripod and do this live shot here, but luckily I was able to. I'm here near the corner of East Cypress Avenue and Churn Creek, where this is going to be nearing the completion of the cruise tonight. Cars are going to come right down here. You probably can't see it too well, but where that tow truck is right there, that lane is where they're going to be finishing off the cruise tonight. I've seen some amazing cars. Let's go ahead and see if we can take a look at some of them right now in this moment. They're kind of coming, like I was saying, from way over there. Let's get a zoom. I mean, we got one right there. Let's get rid of that blur too. There we go. Get a nice crispy image for you guys. I mean, just look at this one. I mean, just an absolute beauty. Tons of cars just like those. Obviously out here for Kool April Nites. The cruise starts officially at 6:30 p.m. It's going on until 8. Make sure, if you aren't down here yet, I really don't know what you're doing, but make sure you come on down here, check out the cars. It's an amazing time. Reported live in Reading, I'm Blake Mayfield. Action News Now.
Okay, thanks, Blake. And if you couldn't make it out tonight, it's not over yet. Tomorrow is the big show and shine happening from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Reading Civic Auditorium. New at 6, honoring the young lives lost to child abuse here in our area. But first, bringing Civil War history to life as a learning lesson.
This actually just brings things to life. It shows them that these were real people with real stories.
What junior high students took away from it all when we come back.